LoreWarrior armor, the Cavalier battle armor. In the wake of the clan invasion of the Inner Sphere, the AFFC High Command moved to capitalize on the resulting technological boom. Whole series of new battlemech and vehicle designs debuted during those years, as did not only the very first Inner Sphere produced battle armor suit, but also 3 unique suits, all designed by Federated Commonwealth engineers and built by Federated Commonwealth concerns. By the end of the decade, however, the secession of the Lyran Alliance had sent morale within the Federated Sun nation plummeting. In an effort to rebuild the esprit de corps within the sundered AFFC, Victor Steiner Davian spearheaded the redesign for Davian Pride project, which saw mechs like the Enforcer and Jägermech significantly upgraded. In the same vein, the AFFC High Command also pushed through the redesign of the standard Inner Sphere battlesuit that its armoured infantry troops had been fighting in for the better part of a decade. Upon completion, this new suit was dubbed the Cavalier. What began as a purely cosmetic change became much more significant as designers worked on the suit's image. Give and take between aesthetics and combat worthiness required the computer simulation of hundreds of designs and prototypes of dozens more, and once an acceptable look was achieved, there were some unexpected results. Armor plating shifted around the suit, enhancing leg armor by enlarging the plating over the calves and thighs, but the arms and hands lost significant armor protection. Some within the AFFC were concerned that these changes were becoming too severe, compromising the complicated armor's most important function, which was to protect the wearer from harm. Rather than incurring the significant time and cost involved in returning to the drawing board, engineers pressed on with what they had. The approved visual design was thoroughly analysed for combat readiness, and although the suit's exposed elbow and hand joints did result in vulnerability to things like shrapnel, the wearer enjoyed an increased level of manual dexterity compared to standard models. Reluctantly, the officers assigned to the project concluded that the benefits balanced the drawbacks and signed off on the Cavalier. The AFFC had achieved in a few short months their goal of a unique battle armor suit for the Federated Commonwealth, which quickly boosted morale in the units that received Cavaliers to replace standard battle armor lost in combat. Since its introduction, more than a decade ago, the Cavalier has seen few changes. To date, there have been more Cavaliers built in the Inner Sphere than any other battle armor suit, save the original Inner Sphere standard. However, it's also seen the highest percentage of losses, thanks solely to the Fedcom Civil War, which regularly pitted the Cavalier against itself, and the many other battle armor designs also fielded by the Federated Suns and Lyran states. Throughout the war, the Cavalier consistently outperformed every Inner Sphere battlesuit it was pitted against save for the Infiltrator Mark II, though even the Federated Suns have yet to develop its armoured infantry forces to the same extent as the clans, and their battle armor units have become all but integral to mech forces, able to root out hidden resistance or mount crippling surprise attacks like no other unit. The Cavalier is in service with every single AFFS RCT, along with many Lyran RCTs, and the unit likewise complements scores of conventional mechanized and jump infantry units. Independent battle armor battalions have proven decisive on numerous occasions throughout the Fedcom Civil War and during the current jihad. The Wobbles, and even combined and Capellan commanders, are feeling firsthand the pressure that these hardy battlesuits can place on them, regardless of whether they can field their own or not. Notable troopers: Command Sergeant Major Wenlock Grabber Petrocelli. One of the few who survived Archon Catherine's order to utterly destroy the First Avian Guards, Command Sergeant Major Petrocelli lived among the New Avalon Underground for years until the final Allied assault upon the world. While the Allies advanced on Avalon City from without, he struck from within, knocking out communications and forcing Loyalist commanders to split their limited troops. When the First Guards were reconstituted in the wake of the Fedcom Civil War, he was among the first to volunteer. He was wounded in the initial stages of the Wobble assault on New Avalon, and nevertheless continues to serve, leading a team of volunteer armoured infantrymen as they fight a guerrilla campaign within the Wobble's rear area. Corporal Suzanne Thumper Barker. Busted down to corporal half a dozen times for fighting within the ranks, but with just as many commendations for battlefield heroism, Thumper Barker lives up to her nickname. She and her fellow armoured infantrymen in the 2nd SETI Hussars have racked up dozens of battle mech kills since the Turian invasion of the Pleiades cluster. Reprimanded 3 times for using excessive force with POWs, the information she extracts each time led directly to successful operations, the only thing that saved her career. It's an odd-looking suit, as you've probably already guessed from the artwork, with its big sort of fringe on the top there. But it is the Cavalier. It's manufactured by Albion Advanced Technologies and Products and General Motors on Talcott. So its factories are on Albion and Talcott, obviously. It's an Innisphere tech base, humanoid design, and it's counted as a medium set of power armor, weighing about 1,000 kilograms. It has a battle value of 33 for the flamer, 31 for the machine gun, 37 for the small laser, and 35 for the SRM loadout. It can perform swarm attacks, leg attacks, and mechanized attacks, but not anti-personnel. Its equipment allows it to move 1 hex normally, and it can jump 3 hexes, which is still pretty respectable. Its left arm has a battle claw, but its right arm is open, presumably for the weapon attachment. It has an armor value of 9 plus 1 for the trooper. It can carry a flamer, a machine gun, a small laser, and a single SRM-4 with 4 shots. Presumably, it's just 1 shot with no ability for reload, which, again, isn't really that shocking. I'm assuming the one that we see here in the artwork is most likely the machine gun variant, due to the big ammo pack belt that's feeding into the gun there. But it gives you an idea of how big the rounds are that thing must fire by comparison. Overall, not a bad looking set of power armor, to be honest, and a pretty interesting little background to it. Very successful piece. So, obviously, use of power armor is a bit of a dicey one. It's not as easy to integrate on the tabletop. It's the same with infantry overall, though. I mean, even the elementals are a bit of a pain in the ass to use. But once you get your head around obviously the rules of using power armor and all the rest of it alongside mechs and vehicles, they are very, very effective and quite good at doing damage to mechs. Never underestimate those battle armor on the field. Really don't. They will screw you up very quickly. But I'll leave it there. Thank you as always for listening to the ramble. I'll catch you on the next one and have a good week all. Bye.